Hi, hello. Okay, I think we are getting ready. Hello, Alexandra. Hello, Asha. Perfect. Can you hear me? Can you see everything? Hello, hello to Magda and to Irene. So it's great to see you. I'm very happy you're here with me. We are just setting up everything and let's hope everything will work according to the plan. So, yes, perfect. We are going to start our journaling session soon. Let me just move away my heat gun from the charging station so I won't be moving my phone all the time with it by accident. So for now I just set up some inspirational pages for you here, and we are going to start. Now I'm going to put my apron on, and in the meantime I will ask you kindly to share the information we are starting on Facebook or on Instagram, so all the people who are waiting for this live that can join and then can get here on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for sharing, and I really appreciate that because that helps a lot. And the second request is, as always, please remember from time to time to like the video as well, so it's going to be more visible, because the more likes of the video, the more likely YouTube is going to make it visible for others as well. So I'm so excited to be here with you. And I was uploading just moments ago information that in fact is going to be a very creative weekend, because we are going to make tomorrow another hop. This time it's going to be Saturday YouTube hop with the live streams. This time the time it's going to be steampunk project. So it's going to be just 1 hour, so I have to go really quickly. But today we're going to do live journaling, so I will show you my plan, and then we have a little bit longer session, so I will try to explain you my journaling process and try to show you that you don't really have to stress doing it. You don't have to have a certain plan. Everything may be just going with the natural flow, because this is what journaling for me is about expressing your creativity. And you're also going to have this unique chance to see the insides of my class project. This is one of the classes I made for your Everything Art, and I will show you some of the pages from inside. This is something which I call the mood book, something between journal and treasure book. That's something that I created, and I would like to give you some ideas, because we are going to talk about trash and treasure. As some of you know already from my previous live show, we have Trash to Treasure challenge, which is happening now on Prima and Finnabair social media. We are waiting for you to create with the packaging. So in this project, I'm going to also use pieces of packaging, and I have them here. I picked some of the elements I'm going to use, but I also have trash of other kinds. So this is the packaging. This is Prima label. Hello to everybody. And then I found something in one of the Prima packages. There was this cool piece of paper. I think I lost it. Maybe I didn't, but I can't find it at the moment. Sometimes they put like a veil paper inside, so maybe I will be able to find it again. But if not, you have to trust me, they are sometimes there. But another packaging I found is this old plaster packaging. And then I found label from the shop. and then a plaster itself, and then a piece of the cover of the little document book. And the one of my favorites, I just discovered bags. They are bags you can get when you're buying something like candy, and I love the color palette on this. It's blue and red. It's absolutely beautiful. That was the inspiration for me, so I picked the colors that are going to match from the crayons, and I picked the colors from my liquid acrylics as well. So before we are going to start, just one more request, please. If you can, if you are new here on the channel, if you just joined, please like the video so we can be more visible for everybody. And the second request is please share so we may be more visible on Facebook and other social media. Myself, my name is Anna Dąbrowska, and I'm Polish, and I speak with a funny accent. People call me Finnabair, and I'm mixed media artist, teacher, and designer. So, guys, so far we have 80 people joining, and that is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy to be here with you. Please remember, join me tomorrow as well. I will post on my Instagram a countdown to tomorrow's live as well. And I'm just going to check where we have people from coming. I know Slovenia, and I can see Greece, and I can see Germany, and I've seen United States. And then there's quite nice group of people coming from, UK as well. So that sounds awesome. Thank you so much. And I have to see if my chat is going to be visible in here as well. I hope so. The Netherlands, it goes down perfect. So first of all, I would like to show you some of the inspirations. So what we are going to work on. I plan to use the packaging in two ways. First of all, I want to use it as my background. I'm going to incorporate that into my background. And on this page, which is very simple page, you can see how I was working with these techniques. And this just created very delicate, very simple effect, but this was one of the ideas how you can use packaging or the leftover papers in your color palette. So I'm quite happy about the results here, but in general, the whole journal, this one, it was done as a very simple project where I was able to create during my vacation. I was doing that when I was in Santorini. I bought a book about Santorini, about generally a Greek book. And then I was using that to create. So you don't really see much of the elements in these projects. They're very simple, like this piece of paper I used here and the splatters and the images. But sometimes you don't really need a lot. It's about the expression, it's about the topic. Like here, I've got some leaves I found. I was literally sitting on the edge of the pool and I was doing these as my pastime. So some of them I made later, of course. You can see this was the idea, but look how simple the project may be, and the result is still quite striking. So we are going to work on similar techniques to create backgrounds which are absolutely mixed media based, but at the same time they're not too complicated. So you don't really need to spend hours on the background, you can just do it very quickly. Another idea of using trash, this is the how do you call it, razor? I'm not sure. You know, the thing that you use for shaving. Here, and that was the journal page I really liked, full of emotion. And then here we've got, yes, razor blade, thank you. And here we've got similar combination of the techniques, just very simple elements that are in fact leftovers, like leftovers or rubbish pieces. So these are some of the ways we're going to create today. And Yeah, and also dried flowers. Yeah, that is just another idea as well. And at the same time, I wanted to show you a second idea how you can use your trash. And this time we're going to talk about plastics from your packaging. This is basically what I was cutting out from the back of my embellishments. So a piece of plastic. And then in the mood book here, the mood book is all about vintage and the things I love. So there are some pages which I made and I show how to do it during the class. But what I was doing, I was making flaps. And in fact, it all works as one layout once it is put together. So this is also one of the ways how you can use rubbish in your project. You can add another layer, and I really love that effect. So we will try to see what we can do with the painted panel like that as well. You can use alcohol inks, but not only. We're going to play a little bit with the ideas of the liquid acrylics. Okay, does it sound exciting to you? Right? I think this chat keeps stopping for me on my husband's phone today. I'm not lucky at all, but maybe I will be able to make it start. So these are like bookmarks, but they are attached permanently. In fact, you get the full effect when you see two layers. And there are some other hidden treasures here as well. You know, I just like to make a lot of hidden spots. And of course, more of the trash in different places. And this is layout one on one side, one on the other side. And then sampler of the lace. So this, or in one of my favorite pages here. So this is the book that I'm showing during the class I made 3 years ago for Everything Art. And today we are going to create in my journal. I already have a plan to fill the whole book, so I'm going to use my book in here, the one which is day by day journal. Some of the pages here are very simple. They were done during Kasia's day by day journaling class, which I absolutely loved. And some of the pages are more complicated with a lot of painting. I painted my house, for example. This is handmade book, which I made from the old book cover. And if you would like to make this kind of book with me in the future, if you would like to make this kind of journal, handmade journal, you just have to let me know in the comments so we can think about that. And if it's interesting for you to create your own book, very simple. I'm not bookbinder. I'm not really skilled in that at all. But some simple ideas I can show you, and we can create this kind of book as well. So if you like that idea, that would be great. Yes, day by day journaling class was wonderful. And I made some really cool journal pages, for example, this one. And the best thing was it was just very liberating. So I'm going to pick this page today. This is the page we did last time in the same book. Okay, and just to remind you, this was the first one we did in this book. So I keep using the same color palette anyway. Guys, I have to tell you, I'm very, very happy to see you all here. This is great to have such supportive group of people. And after the last journaling together, I've seen a lot of beautiful projects that you were posting. A lot of people got inspired, and a lot of people started doing their own pages. They wanted to try the techniques I was showing. For me, they're the most natural ways of putting things together, but I can understand for others, they may be a bit new and challenging. So bear with me. Sometimes you may be just surprised with the things I do, and it's okay. It's just about trying new things and basically just going with the flow and forgetting about problems we may have, or just getting into the creative zone. So because we want to use the packaging in our background, we want to use the trash of different kinds. I'm going now to take the trash pieces out, and I will start gluing the background without plan. I really don't have a plan what I'm going to do with you. And for some people that may be scary. For me, it's another challenge. Look, I even found a die cut. Yeah, so I have these elements, and I'm going to use soft gel. This is my plan for gluing. It may be soft matte gel, soft gloss gel. This is the one which I have on my table now, and it's going to work. We're going to use gesso anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, look how cool this is. I'm just going to keep it because it's perfect. So let's look at this Prima packaging. It's going to be very nice. I'm going to rip that into some pieces as well. Another piece of packaging I have. I really like that part. It's like using the tags. Let me see if I can find the tag as well. Oh, there's some other rubbish here. I think I would like to add a tag. Tag is not exactly packaging, but it's almost like a piece of the packaging. So I have a big one, and I have a smaller one. I'm going to rip it into pieces as well. This kind of technique, when you create layers, it's also the way to reinforce your book. If you have more delicate paper, like this page is quite delicate, you can make it stronger by adding more and more layers to it. So soft gel, and I'm starting gluing my elements. So now, let's say this one goes here. I'm just going to stick it randomly. The more interesting edges we're going to get, the better. So don't be surprised if I will do some strange changes of my mind. This is also sometimes part of the process. So this one may be here. So now I'm just going to create interesting background. So later when I'm going to paint, there will be some edges that will be catching the colors of the paint as well. They may crinkle. Well, as long as you're using good quality glue, the one which is going to be drying properly, there will be no problem. Like I use gels or paper glue, the one which is going to be the best description will be like bookbinding glue. That will be the second option, but the crinkling comes more from the paper than from the glue. So you just have to let it dry completely, and drying from both sides also helps. So it's just good to try if you are not sure, but you know, in the journal, if something goes wrong, you just cover that. I don't think there's going to be yeah. So I'm just playing. I'm looking with one eye on the chat, and then I'm gluing with my second eye, because I want to make sure we are in touch. We have 124 people at the moment, which is amazing, and I want to thank you all for joining and making these events happen. So if this is kind of the thing that you would like to share with your friends, this is the right time to do it, because we are going to have the whole process going for the next 1.5 hours probably. See, this is why I love this paper, because of these little dots, the little holes that are punched in it, and I really use it a lot in my pages. And now I can tell you the story how I got this paper. One of my friends, when I still had my full-time job, I worked in a community center. She was art teacher. She realized what kind of stuff I'm doing, and she said, you know, I have these papers that my mom was filling by hand. She was making catalogs of books, and that was in the 70s, I think. And she had tons of these papers at home. And one day she just opened the trunk of her car and she gave me like 5 kilo of it. And I was absolutely happy to get it. So you never know where your next treasure is coming from. It may be your best friend. Let's do it 200. Well, we have a chance. If you're going to share and people are going to see it and join, we may have 200 people. Last time we had 200 and it was really, really fast going chat. We had 127, which is good. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just happily gluing, trying to make sure the layers will be visible. I didn't even plan yet where I'm going to have my focal point. I'm just basically making collage background, and I will make my decisions later. Once I will see something that is going to be my inspiring point, like I will like something in particular, then maybe I will make decision to stick it in that part. So this is really cool. Oh, I love this paper as well. Old books. You can see that's why my pages sometimes are very thick. And I am also putting like a layer of gel on the top. It's sealing that all together. I can see. I just asked my mother for her wedding album. I'm not sure if she's going to part with her wedding album, but you may try. You never know. Yeah, paper doily. I had it somewhere on my page. Sorry, in my somewhere in my basket, so it was time to put it on my page. So it's going to be really freestyle, multi-layered page with a lot of details in some places. I think I'm almost ready. If things like that happen, just accept it. It's okay. We can work with that. We will see what else may happen. Just to check if I can find anything else really, which I really love. Yep. So let me show you closer look before I will dry it a little bit, okay? It's just random gluing. So I was talking to you and gluing at the same time, not thinking too much, waiting for inspiration to come. I will dry it before I will put anything else on the top of it. So we have pieces of packaging, we have some random stuff you may have on your table. You can incorporate anything you like into your journal because this is your own space. Whatever makes you happy should go here. Oh, Morgana, that's very good news. I went to 2 minutes. Yeah, they're ready, Nuneka. Come on. It's just happy process of gluing. And now I will show you one thing that I do quite a lot when I make these layers. I also, officially this technique is called decollage. You rip off some parts and you keep them for later. So I'm going to do a bit of decollage as well. See? You never know, they may be useful for something. I get pieces like that, okay? I'm trying to find some elements I can lift and I can hopefully take off. Oh, it glued it really well. Not so easy here. So it's collage and decollage. Oh, this one is a little bit too bare, so I will stick something here because I ripped half of the background with it. So this way you may discover more interesting layers than you had in the first step. Okay, so we have some decollage parts as well. And now I will dry it again. I will give it one coat of gesso, so very thin one. So it's going to be all sealed nicely. Carolina did it. You did it in the yesterday's hello. Yeah, why not? It's a very good idea. Just to move things around the way they're going to work better for you. Yeah, so you can see now it really looks like something taken from a very old book. Like somebody was trying to fix it and maybe it didn't work too well, but in the end they decided to keep it as it is. You can see this is soft gel in gloss finish, so it's very shiny. But I told you I'm not going to worry about this because I'm going to use gesso as well. So this is going to make it a little bit more toned down. So if you prefer matte finish, you can use the matte gel instead. Just to show you again, example of the page with the decollage techniques. This is what you can get with ripping the paper. Quite cool results, I would say. Okay, so now coat of gesso. But I'm not going to put thick coat, I'm just going to brush it and then dry it so I can still see the real colors of it. I'm using my heavy gesso, but it was really dirty pot, so it's Art Basics white heavy gesso. So I'm going to do the background. Later, if you decide some parts are too visible, you can always brush more. Like this is the process, which is like trying and making decisions on the way, one step forward, one step back if you need to. The most important thing is you're going to enjoy the process. Oh, I can see a lot of girls joining. I can see my design team members as well. So first of all, here we've got today Alexandra. She is helping us, my moderator. She is one of my design team members. And I think I've seen Karen as well. And now I can see Anastasia. She is also joining us. So it's really lovely to see you here in my studio today. I really want to cover the darkest parts the most. Like this was very dark packaging, so probably I will put 2 coats here, and the same will happen for this brown tag. The other ones I want to see, especially the handwritten text. When you use gesso, you can always put many coats. It's better to do thinner coats and then dry it and then again repeat until you're happy, instead of putting a lot in one time. It's just more efficient, and because gesso dries matte, it will be easier to put another coat on the top. Ah, Alexandra, you started the party. Thank you so much for the sticker. You've picked my favorite little orange dog, the Japanese dog. Thank you so much. I'm going too fast. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I was trying to explain that last time. Thank you so much. Lisa just joined my page. Thank you very much for that. I just test some of the things in the times now. I've just started my Patreon page, which is the new thing which is going to be launched officially on social media next week. But you are my special guest in the studio, so you are the ones who are not going to know better and earlier. So if you would like to sponsor me monthly, like giving a little donation and then get access to exclusive stuff, my Patreon page is the best way to do it. Or if you prefer to do it here like Lisa did, you can also go through YouTube. However, Patreon is more, I would say, easy to navigate for me, and it gives me more of the options. So there are 5 tiers on Patreon, and some of them are really, really packed, and we only made the basic ones in here on YouTube. So that is like this. Yeah, this is like the secret, I have to tell you. I only told my few friends now because they were doing the test run for me. And officially, I was planning to launch the whole information about Patreon page next week. But before you are, because you are here, and I can see one of you found the option of joining my page on YouTube as well. Yeah, I can spill the beans a little bit. So there is my Patreon page as well. So you can check that later if you'd like to if you'd like to join me before everybody else is doing that. Of course you can, because the official info will go next week. I have to prepare some of the nice images, and I have to get things done in more visual way for Instagram and for Facebook. So Lisa, you just got the special badge with the heart, which is lovely. And thank you so much for supporting me here. It's absolutely heartwarming. Thank you. Okay, you can see what I've done. This is the background we've made with the rubbish. And here is a combination of different papers. So when gesso dries, it's getting a little bit more transparent. So you still are able to see the details of the nice stuff that you have on your paper. So I really like to use the papers which have some nice contrast in them. For example, like that there, you can see that print later on the top. So, you know, even if you have the most ugly papers, you're still able to squeeze something out of them. So don't throw away your stuff, you just use it for your backgrounds, right? So we are going to go to the next step. Let me just get a sip of tea. And we have 144 people. And if you are happy to give me a little bit of the thumbs up, that would be very nice, because that will give us more of the visibility. So if you like this kind of videos, please share and please hit the like button, because that really helps. And of course, if you want to, please subscribe. Please subscribe. So I need to dry that side, and we can think about final composition. The first important information is which side is going to be the main one and which one is going to be the balancing composition here, because we have to make some decisions finally. I didn't have a plan what I want to do. I just had the challenge of using the packaging in my project, so which we did already. Now I'm going to find some cool pieces I would like to incorporate into that page as well. And I think I'm going to start with playing a bit with the transparency. Oh, thank you, disorganized crafter. You were another member. You were the 2 first people did it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You got beautiful green badge with the moth. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to make some transparency. I'm not sure if I want to make a flap or I want to, if I want to go with the just one of the layers, but I will get one of my pieces of packaging now. And we have options, right? We can use it as a part of my composition, or we can make it like a layer. And I'm really tempted to repeat the idea I was showing you in the journal, because it really matches nicely with the size. And if I will have that in the background, I can do quite cool composition here on the top, and then it's going to be really beautiful multi-layered effect. Do you agree with me? Again, thank you so much, Disorganized Crafter. You are so loved. For the new people who were not here in the beginning, I will just show you what I was trying to explain. This is the flap. I'm not sure if this is the real word, but this is something that you can add into your journals, into your books. And this is quite simple thing, because as you can see on my hand, it's just a bit of the alcohol ink background and then very simple composition, but it makes the full look when you put it on the prepared background together. So that is the plan. Thank you so much, Katia. You picked my beautiful Japanese dog again. So I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Oh, my hero. Thank you. Thank you. You are so lovely. Thank you so much. Yes, overlay. Yeah, that's maybe good. Good name. Probably better English than flap, to be honest. So we will need to build something on the top of that, some small composition. I think that side will be nicer. And first I'm going to add some colors to it, because it will need to dry. So let's play. I will put something under so we can see it. I think I need a piece of white paper, otherwise the plan may not work. Thank you. Thank you so much, Treasured Artifacts. Thank you. Okay, so now when I'm going to paint on the top of it, it should be more visible. In the original page, I used alcohol inks. Of course, you can do that, but if you're going to water down liquid acrylics, you are going to get very similar results. They're glossy, so in a way, they look similar to alcohol inks in a way. I can use the leftover of the blister as a shaker box, or I can use it as a paint palette. And I'm going to do that now. I will take a bit of carmine color. And I'm going to take a bit of deep turquoise, which is blue aquatone. Right. Let's see what is going to happen. Then, of course, burnt sienna. I hope there's something left in this bottle. Ugh, hardly. And then tiny bit of magenta. And I need some water sprayer as well. So they're going to be pretending they're alcohol inks. They need the water. This is dirty bottle, but in fact, this is water. I have to start the chat again because I don't see what is going on. And my cat is trying to attack me. Oh, I can see things are happening too quickly. Now, thank you so much for all the support. I got another sticker, I think, and oh, you are lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. So, let's play. Let's add some colors. I start with a bit of brown. And then let's add the rusty tones a little bit and play with the water. So we're doing like watercolors on the top of the plastic. And then I wanted to add some blue this time because last project was very pink. So let's get some of these nicer colors as well. And we're going to dry it a little bit. Just do it from the distance, so it's not going to be melted by accident. You know, it's not so easy to melt it. I was trying to show you that in my live stream when I was using the packaging, but still it is nice to have some of the distance, okay? So do it carefully. And I will be using my brush now, and I'll be adding more of the paint, some more of the water, to make sure I like the results. It takes some time, it's absolutely safe and fun. Uh, Really, it's up to you how much color you want to put on. Remember, there will be color under it as well, so you don't need to go too far. It's more for accents. I will dry it and I will add more, so it's getting permanent when it's dry, so it won't get so muddy. My cat is trying to play with me and I can't do it. Oh. Hello to all of the new members here during the live. Yay! Hello, hello. Good to see you all here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining us for this creative moment today. Thank you so much. I think this will be enough. Once it is dry, it will be perfect. Hey, party's on! Almost there. Thank you so much for joining the YouTube channel. I can't see who did it. I have to check. You are so appreciated. Dreamy Attic and Corina. Thank you so much, ladies. You are so lovely. Thank you. This is the new feature that I just installed this week together with my Patreon website, which are two things that you can sponsor artists if you want them to create more. So you are putting a little bit of the money into my piggy bank and help me create. Thank you so much for doing it. I really appreciate this. Okay, so we made our flaps. Let's see how it looks like now on the top of my page. Almost ready. So for all of the new people who just joined the stream, I'm just going to explain what we did. We used different pieces of old packaging, old paper. We glued it with the soft gel, and then on the top of that, once I was happy with the result, I started to rip off some of the pieces as well, and then I put a coat of gesso to make it tone down a little bit. So I hope that makes sense so far. Now we created colorful insert or the overlay that is going to go on the top of this. I have to make decisions which way, and I think this way is going to be the right way, apparently. And I can make small composition on the top of that, and then rest of my page is going to correspond with this color palette. So I already have a plan. So let's work on something nice. We need some smaller image, something that is going to work nicely with our idea. I'm going to use pieces of these leftovers that I have. And that seems to be a great plan. And I really want to use a piece of my fabric tape as well, because first of all, it's going to hold the flap in the right place. And secondly, it's going to be beautiful texture. So I just hope Everything is clear so far. Is there anyone who is doing the project with me, or you are just watching and chatting? I wish I could read everything you are saying. I have to wait until the show is finished. I will just make a very small composition with the photo. Oh, these scissors, they don't cut anymore. I have to take something else. Maybe these ones. It's going to be even more trash. Yeah, now I'm going to switch to a little bit thicker gel. So it will be easier for me to stick something. I will try to find maybe heavy body gel. Do I have any heavy body gel? Yes. Heavy body gel. So it will be easier for me to stick these. Okay, so we have something like that as a starting point. Here I'm going to add part of the label as well. You're going to try after. You know, it's okay because sometimes it's hard to watch and create at the same time because, of course, it's kind of like trying to do two things in one time, not being able to focus exactly on what is on the screen, and then you're not completely happy with your own project at the same time. So many people joined the show, sorry, yeah, the live stream, and then they were creating the next day after they watched everything. Okay. And chatting is really nice. Okay, more of the tape. Wow, we have another member, Matter of Crafts. Thank you so much. It's so kind of you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you're going to find the information about the secret Facebook group that you're supposed to join. Because if you're going to be my art pal, so the higher tier of the support of the page, or if you're going to support me on Patreon, there's a special group which I created, and it's going to wait for you on Facebook as well. So don't be shy, go and register and say hello and everything. So how is that? Not bad at all, I would say. I think I need to add a little bit of lace, and we need to pick the person who is going to be the main character of this project today. I'm going to find somebody who looks like, oh, she looks very happy. And she, I think, matches this composition really well. What do you think? Thank you so much again. Thank you. I really, really appreciate all of your help. I'm going to use this girl. I'm going to distress the edges a bit. I'd really like to have a story in my project, so when I look at these people, most of the people I use are my family. I made a video on that, in fact. But when I look at these people, try to imagine what kind of emotions they had, what kind of stories they had, and this helps me create more interesting compositions. More, you know, I'm almost like telling their own stories. So she needs some nice company here. Oh, that looks stunning. I found something beautiful just by accident. The first piece I picked. Yay, thank you. Thank you so much, Tiffany, as well. You know, it's great to see all the support, and I really am so grateful to see all of that happening and all that huge support that people are giving to each other, and all this, you know, cheering and visiting each other's places. It's just amazing. And I'm not used to that. I usually work in person with people. I do my classes in person, so switching to online is kind of a new thing. I did online classes, but this kind of live shows, something completely new for me. Much better than Facebook Live as well, because more interactive. But I had to get used to it. I had to get used to it, and now I think I absolutely love it. So if you look at the closer look, this is annoying. This is annoying because it's not straight. I know, it's kind of funny. My stuff is so messy, and I'm bothered with not straight piece of plaster or tape, but this is how it is. Awesome. Just look at her being so happy. That is the way it is here. I have one more tool I want to show you. This is my super duper heavy duty stapler, and I'm going to use it now. I was sure it's on my table, but I took it away. This is the bad boy. And I will go with the staples. There was a time when I was putting staples everywhere in my projects. Now I'm a little bit more delicate with that, but still I put quite a lot. So now we need to make the composition to match that. So I'm going to use some leftovers of these papers on the opposite side as well to make matching composition quite quickly. I hope that makes sense, because we don't need a lot. We just need to make the natural composition to go with that, of course. And at the same time, I'm already thinking on what to put under, and I think I will need to do some stamping. I didn't plan on stamping, but maybe I will. Yeah, this flower would be perfect. Thank you so much for joining, guys, and thank you for supporting me with everything you do. I can see so many projects done after our journaling sessions, so it's amazing to see how the creativity is growing, how with the small things we do, we can push people to create, to do new things for them, something that they will maybe try for the first time, or it's going to be just, you know, taking them out of the box for a moment. And I really, really love seeing all that happening. And I'm so happy to be part of that. It's very rewarding. It is. So I'm repeating similar elements on the other side as well. If you don't know how to fill your journal page or your layout or your mixed media project, very good advice I can give you is to repeat elements on both sides. So if you make some balancing composition, you can always add similar elements as you used in the main composition. And this is always going to work perfectly. I hope that makes sense, right? So we have that much so far. Okay, does it make sense? And well, I can see your comment. Laura says, this is definitely making me think different to my usual process. That's why I love watching different kind of artists to create. And I was supposed to use that and now I can see I didn't use it at all, and I have to do something to use it because that's the plan. So I'm going to cut it and use some of the pieces in the background of it, I think. Oh, yeah. This is going to be part of the colorful. I need to do more blue. It's kind of... I have a plan and later the plan goes to the roof. There's nothing going on with that. So, my plan didn't work too well, but now it will. Let's do a little bit on the other side for the color. I wish I could read. It doesn't. It's not plumber's tape. It is. It's from pharmacy. It's something you use to secure the band-aid on your finger. Yeah, that works really well. I can even go with a bit of gesso now to tone it down in some parts. Let's dry it and let's work on the final elements. Yes, it's the tape for the band-aid. So you just buy it in the pharmacy when you want to keep the pieces of band-aid on your finger or somewhere on your arm or wherever. And it's fabric. Oh, thank you, Sandrine. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're just joining the page as my fan. Thank you so much. This is absolutely great and you're melting my heart at the moment. Oh, thank you. Guys, it's great. I didn't talk about it because it was just like a starting point. Everything is planned for the next week when I'm going to talk more about Patreon page on my Facebook, and I'm going to talk about YouTube membership as well, which is kind of a similar concept, but a little bit less elaborate than Patreon. But some of you already found the option, and I am very, very grateful for that you are joining. Thank you. It really makes huge difference for me. You know, it's great to see that people are happy to support you, and I promise nothing is going to change for all the people who are watching for me regularly. It's going to be just extra content and extra little bits and pieces, or bigger pieces for the people who are my official patrons. So they're going to get some behind the scenes stuff as well. So like extra video, or they're going to get some giveaways. That's on Patreon. There's like special tier, which is a little bit more elaborate. And I just can't thank you enough for doing it. Oh, and Caroline, thank you. Thank you so much, Caroline. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Patreon website and YouTube, they are things that you can do for the fellow artist, and some of my crafty friends, they have the same option on their website as well. So they can, you can support them on Patreon, or you can support them through the channel. And if you love their videos, please do it, because that makes huge difference. It really does. And it's usually not very big amount of money. It's like buying coffee monthly, but it's like the income they can create, and that is absolutely beautiful thing to do for a fellow artist and crafter. You're encouraging us to do more, and I just can't express how important it is. So guys, thank you. Thank you for all the Patreon members I got already, and thank you for the uh, joining of the channel. And I'm already in process of preparation of the secret video for the next for the month, which is going to be part of many of the tiers that are available. But I'm not going to tell you which video is that. It's going to be something about the project you really liked. Are you ready for the colors now, guys? We are going to come back to my colors. So for the people who are joining now, on my palette, I have my liquid acrylics. They are the paints which are transparent after drying. And so far, we use them here to create these effects in the background. Can you see? They are almost like alcohol inks here on this transparency because I dry them with the heat gun, and they are transparent, so you can make effects like that. Now, to match my color palette, I will need to work with similar colors on the other side as well. So I'm going to use my browns and my reds and pinks to create matching color composition. And as you know already, acrylics, they react with water in the beginning, so they are able to work like watercolors in the beginning. I'm going to start with the blues, with the pinks and browns first, and then I'm going to add some accents of the blue, because that will be easier. Once the colors are dry, they're permanent, so this way we can make the situation easier to control. So I'm using magenta. This is magenta together with the brown burnt sienna. And look how nice that goes with the paper. Yeah, very nice. And now I need to add some color here as well on this tape and on this piece of plaster. Tape, fabric tape. And I will take a paper towel and I will pick up some of the wet spots as well. But just look how pretty it is now. I'm so excited about effects with the tape that I put it almost everywhere. And by the way, for all the support I was getting in the last videos, I already bought some of the masking, not the masking tape, the tapes, washi tapes. And I'm going to show them soon because I decided to spoil myself and get some exciting Japanese washi tape. So thank you for that, and thank you for your donations the previous videos, because of that I got 2 or 3 boxes of the washi. So let me dry it, and then we will decide where to put the accents. I think the colors are just stunning. I absolutely love it. I love these parts here. Alexandra, yeah, I was buying them with the happy smile on my face. You know, there's some things you are addicted to, and for me, washi tape is one of them. It's not like I use it that much, but it makes me happy. So I buy some, I buy old stuff, and I buy washi tape. So these are my, weaknesses, you can tell. Oh, you are still at work? Oh, it's okay. Just type something secretly from time to time, okay? That is going to be fine. Ah, the safe place you put your liquid acrylics. Well, they are not so small, so maybe there is a chance you're going to find them. Look how beautiful it is. I'm just admiring the natural process, how the paints go into the layers we've created. It's great. Like, this is beautiful detail, and this papers, all of that makes huge difference. I will just show you closer. This is what we have. The plan is to put the girl here on the top. Yeah, so I'm going to work more on the rusty colors as well, and more of the shades of blue. So we want a little bit more of the blue accents. I think I'm going to do more of the blue coming from the ultramarine as well, because this is very turquoise. I want to go more on the blue side, so I'm going to use both of these colors together. So I've got deep turquoise and ultramarine together. Okay, that is really stunning. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of this. Yeah. And then a little bit here for the good measure. I have 100 likes for this video, and I have to tell you, I just checked here because I'm looking at the screen from time to time to see what you are saying. I'm so grateful for that, and I really hope this process is going to inspire you a bit, and I'm going to see a lot of projects done with this set of ideas, because you know, it's all for fun, and I really love to have this kind of trash inspired pages in my journals. So thank you so much for all the love. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Well, I show you things which I naturally do, because you know how it works. When I look at your projects, I'm getting inspired. So I'm trying to pay back and give you a bit of my own ideas, so you also get inspired. I think that works really well so far. So now some of the stamping, maybe just a little bit here in the background to get, and I need more of that rusty color, and I need to do something here. So stamping. I think I'm just going to use very simple idea. This is one of my stamp sets I made for Prima Marketing, and there are some background elements, and there are some pieces of text as well, and they're going to be quite visible, like this, the days of the week, for example. They will be quite visible. And the best result for mixed media, if you want to make sure nothing is going to happen, is to take permanent ink. So I'm looking if I have StazOn here. StazOn is that permanent, you can even stamp on the foil. So that is good solution. So I'm going to start stamping on my background here. So again, I will try to put something under so you can see what is happening. And then I will do more stamping in the background as well. So let's add a tiny bit of the texture, visual texture. This seems to be a very nice solution. Now everything stopped. Oh, I got a sticker. Yeah, it's kind of funny today. I can't really see too much because, yeah, it's there. I have to put more ink. I don't know why the phone is stopping. The name of the stamp set. This is, that's a good question. Maybe my husband is going to help. It's not carte postal. It's probably, I made it 1.5 years ago and I forgot the name. Yeah, we're going to add this. We're going to give you a link in a moment, okay? So this is going to work really well. And I'm just adding bits and pieces. And then I'm going to also add the text. Beautiful story seems to be very good option as well. Do you know the name of this set of stamps? You don't remember. He's going to change it for you in a moment. I'm just going to add beautiful story here. It keeps breaking. This keeps breaking. It's not working okay at all. Oh, thank you, Caroline. It's so nice of you. I know. It's okay. Leave it. It's okay. Leave it.
It's propagation of the...
I know. It's just the internet today is really bad. I'm always saying that internet connection in my house is very moody because we have mobile internet only. So I'm glad you can see me without any problems. But the truth is, it may be anything.
I can share just the name of the set.
Yes, we will give you the name of the set now. And I know it seems to be funny. I should remember all of the names of the products I made, but my memory is... it's just like trying to remember the names of the people. I remember faces really well. And then the story happens. So now, once we have this done, we can also add stamping in the background. So I'm going to repeat the same process a little bit, not too much. So you can see nothing was staged. We really go... Ah, here it is. This is called Beautiful Story. So just exactly the same as I stamped on the overlay here. So what a coincidence. Yeah, the effect on the transparency is just adding extra layers. So you can combine 2 or 3 layers in one project, right? So you can do more if you like, and then it's multiplication of the design as well. And then I'm going to just add a tiny bit on the opposite side for good measure, but not too much. Right? And then maybe 1 or 2 text, so priceless. You're probably wondering why I don't really use the stamping block, but I can. But on the other hand, it's going to be so messy anyway that for me it doesn't matter. Priceless. Okay, so nice accents. And the last stage of my work, putting it all together, adding the finishing touches. So I'm going to work with the crayons a little bit, maybe, and I'm going to color that part as well. First of all, a bit of the brown color. That is going too much, and I need to add the rusty color to the other side, some rusty carmine splatters. Alexandra, you are far too kind. Thank you so much for doing it. Thank you for all the help. And because I can't see you for most of the video, It's very hard to answer your questions because today the internet connection just decided to die in my other phone that I use to look at chat. I will try to connect now other way, and if it's going to die completely, blame my mobile internet, please. Okay, so I'm going to look for the piece of my... Oh, I have quite a lot of carmine here. Okay, so just a bit of this orange. To go with my overlay. How beautiful this is. You have to see it here. I have no space left on my table. Guys, thank you so much. I think I can see you now for a moment. 133 people. Yeah, it goes. Yeah, it started to move again. Oh, if there were any questions before I couldn't see, I do apologize. And is the image not getting blurry by accident? Just checking because, you know, we are just trying to connect in another way. Thank you. You are so kind. Now, sticking it all together and drying. I remember you saying orange is not your go-to color, but you're using it so beautifully. Thank you, Alexandra. I just think it's not orange, it's rusty. Am I right? No problem. Thank you, Vasily. I just try not to have the same connection on both phones, but apparently I have to. Yay, good. Yes, thank you, Gabi. It was so hard to connect the phone today. Sorry for all of that. Now we take our overlay, we stick it in the right position, and we put the last touches to the colors. You are probably not going to be surprised that the overlay is going to be added with the part of my favorite tape. And please don't ask me where to buy it because I am not sure. When I go to Poland, I buy it in the pharmacy. But when I'm in Ireland, they don't have the same kind of tape. So I usually buy 5, 6 or 6 rolls when I'm visiting my family and friends. And then I keep using it until somebody is coming and they can bring more. So I need some brown, and you probably remember that for my brown I'm using my tea infusion. I'm not going to show you that because it's not fresh anymore, but tea infusion in the mug. Yeah, we buy it in the pharmacy. And by not fresh, I mean it's moldy. I think it is going to come and eat me in the night if I'm not going to throw it away. So I'm using tea infusion, and now a tiny bit of the colors to match. So just using the crayon. You know, you can use anything you have on hand. These crayons, they're Prima ones, they are reacting with water, so you can use them instead of watercolor pencils. And they do a really good job, as you can see. I need more brown. More of the tea. Thank you. You're very kind. And I told you that many times. What I'm doing now in front of you is sharing the process when I create for myself. When I create for myself, I don't have these things in the back of my head that I have to use certain product or I have to show certain technique. The truth is, many times is I just don't care. I just create for the pleasure of creating. So that was the whole point of making these journal sessions, so you can get this confidence of using whatever you want to use without thinking about, is it going to look perfect, is it going to be right, is it something that is going to be good idea. Like, if you want to try it, it's your journal. This means it is your playground. It is the place where you can do whatever you would like to try to do. It's the place where you can just play with your supplies that you wanted to try for ages, maybe. This is the place where you can just simply go with the flow and forget about everything. And I know it may be disappointing because in a way it's not as organized as when I have project prepared in front of me and I just create it together with you. But on the other hand, this is more real, this is more raw, as I really create for myself. And I'm not really having any problems showing this part, because this is how real creativity works for me. And it's very colorful project and I'm absolutely in love. But I will also add a tiny bit of the gesso to it, so it's going to be toned down as well. Oh, thank you, Gabi. People expect me to be completely professional with everything I do because this is my job. And this is how I am supposed to communicate with people as an experienced artist who is as well a teacher and giving the ideas and sharing the knowledge and explaining things. But the truth is, I've seen so many times, but people are overthinking everything in my classes. I have so many people struggling with simple things because they are not able to push themselves past first steps, because they are thinking, should I put it on the left or on the right? And then they're going to spend the whole time thinking about this first step, which in fact is not even visible later because they don't really see. Look, I just changed my mind and I added more of the color because it was missing here and now I like it more. So I'm going to dry it. And I want you to have that confidence. Thank you. Thank you, Corina. You are such a gem. Thank you so much for supporting. Please make sure you're going to read all the messages that you're going to get. And for those of you who are new here, I just unofficially started the program for membership on the website, on the YouTube here. And this is called YouTube membership, but I also started Patreon page, which is more elaborate and more complicated. Well, not complicated. Page with more possibilities. Here we only have 3 tiers. On Patreon we have 5, and we have much more of the options of communication with you as well. That's why I really wanted to start with this, but it's not official. It's not officially announced yet. So you are just getting the first dib, because I'm planning to talk about that in the on social media next week. So I have some patrons already. Unofficially, before the official launch, I got some of the patrons already on my website, which is absolutely amazing. I didn't expect that at all. And now you are joining the page as well. Remember, if you'd like to cancel or you like to change the tier, you can do it anytime. So this is not like lifelong commitment, of course. So now, just a little bit of the softening in some parts. I'm using gesso to clean up some parts of my project, for example here, and then giving a bit of detail to the lace, not too much. Oh, got a message from Patreon. Somebody just joined. Thank you. Somebody just went to my Patreon and joined my Patreon website. So you are so appreciated. Whoever that person was, I'm going to send you private message after the show. You're going to hopefully join the Facebook group, which is already formed. And you are going to be my very, very personal friend at the moment. Like, thank you, thank you. So you may have a look. And you also can now decide how much color you want to keep, how much color you want to cover. We use the packaging, we use the trash a lot in this project, right? So, oh my God. So we can utilize any kind of leftovers you have at home for this kind of backgrounds, as you can see. Yes, another one joining us. Yeah. And you can play with the ideas. Like, I love the idea of this overlay, this flap. It's another thing that happens. And of course, if you feel like creating more on the other side, look, you can also make some smaller composition here. But because I have so much color, I don't feel like I need to add more. This is basically almost ready. I would just give it the last drying. I will check if I don't need to add maybe some kind of a splatter here and there. I just want to make sure the details of the lace are really visible. You have to let me know what you think, because it's almost done. So if you like this kind of video, if you enjoyed it, remember to give me thumb up, yeah? And if you'd like to see more of these, by supporting me on supporting me on Patreon, you basically pushing me to do more of the online events. And the truth is, the more I can stay at home and create instead of traveling, the more of the online content would be available for everybody. So it's kind of cool exchange, I think, because the more I can stay home, the more of the videos I can make. Thank you to Patricia. You just made another one. I think you like it. Gabi, you gave me so many hearts. I just feel absolutely appreciated at the moment. Thank you for all the hearts and love. So this is the plan. I'm going to do a bit of the drying and I will show you closer. Look, oh, thumbs up and hearts. Not a disappointment, loving, yeah. Well, the truth is, I was trying to tell you many times, for me, the most important is the creating process. So as long as I enjoy the creativity, it works really well for me. Even if the result is not always my best, still the time I spent with my project is very precious. So this is the connection I have with my journal, right? I have with my project. If I enjoy the process, if I have fun, if I relax, or if I have any other emotions pouring on my project, it was worth it, even if it's not the masterpiece. So for all the new people who joined later, the challenge was to make the project with packaging, with the leftovers, with trash. And what we did, we included pieces of Prima packagings of different kinds in the background to create layers. You can still see some of that here. And there's a tag. And then this is piece of packaging as well. That comes from the blister, packaging blister. Thank you, Corina. Thank you so much for joining. And we created 2 pages with the overlay, with the flap. which I added as well using my liquid acrylics and some stamping. And I just need to make sure once it is dry, it is secure, because I think it's very wet on the other side. I will take photos of it, of course, and you already know what kind of products I was using, but if you have any questions, please leave them here. There was somebody asking what is Patreon. Patreon is it's the safe place to sponsor artists of different kinds. If you would like them to be supported to create more in exchange for some cool stuff, some exclusive content, some videos, some downloadable files, whatever you'd like to do, you're just committing to support an artist monthly. And it may be as much as a price of cup of coffee and a cake per month. And that is the best part. So you can also do it through the YouTube page. Thank you to Kimarish. You are just joining our family on YouTube. This is similar way, of course. So Patreon is more more organized, and it gives you more of the options, and there are more tiers on Patreon, and you can get more benefits comparing to YouTube, but the idea is the same. So thank you so much for doing that. And if you have any questions on this process, please let me know. And please share this video with your friends who would like to journal as well. And huge thanks to Angela, who just gave me the beautiful tip. Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much for watching. This is so kind of you. I'm absolutely in love. I'm looking for a special heart for all of my people who joined the page. You are so loved. All of you, thank you so much. I will find more hearts here. Thank you for joining the family, and thank you for being here. Hard work, but it was a lot of fun. Thanks so much. You know, the best part is you can stop anytime, and you can make the background and leave it, and then continue the next day. Because once you have the layers done, you can just leave it for a moment and wait for the inspiration to happen, right? You don't have to do everything on one stage. I prefer to do everything, but if you just feel like, oh, okay, today I'm just making one layer, like background, and tomorrow I will think about this more, like, you know, the Gone with the Wind, I will think about it tomorrow. This is absolutely okay, because it's an ongoing process, and you can change it many times. Here I was able to add the stamping on 2 layers, so you can see some of the stamping through the overlay, which is really cool. And I'm so glad you enjoy. Thank you so much for everything, and thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Pooja. I'm so happy you are commenting and you are visible in the chat. And thank you to Christine and to Denise and to Ida and to Magda and to Shona and to Karen, who is my new member of the page. Thank you so much. And Sandrine and Patricia, you are all so appreciated. So guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will try to take a quick photo today. Remember tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Olga. Thank you so much for joining the page as well. Thank you. Tomorrow we have a date, okay? Tomorrow we are going to do Steampunk project. It's part of the YouTube hop that we usually do on Saturdays. Last Saturday I couldn't do it because I was working on Patreon, and I was working on preparing projects for you, and I was working on creating this membership on the YouTube page. So we have a date the same time tomorrow, and I'm going to post it on my social media. We have steampunk projects scheduled, whole Saturday projects going. It will start around afternoon in Europe, I think, because it is all organized according to Pacific time. So 8 p.m. of my time, so 9 p.m. of Central European time. Thank you to Angela. Thank you so much. Tomorrow I'm creating Steampunk project with you. And if you want to have a sneak peek, do you want to have a sneak peek what we are going to do before I publish in the social media? It's like officially, you know, it's not there yet. But because you are so good to me, we can start with the sneak peek. Yes, we are starting at Olga's channel at 1 p.m. in Europe. So tomorrow we're going to do a bit of alteration. You really want the sneak peek? Do you? I'm not sure if you want to. No, I think no. Okay, maybe. Okay. Okay, so the sneak peek. I decided we are going to alter metal panel, right? And we are going to do something in this style. We are going to work with original cabinet card, and we are going to use mechanical elements to create steampunk composition. I'm going to put a lot of cogs and a lot of different elements. This is my older project, and I'm going to use similar techniques to create beauty of this kind. 1 hour tomorrow, so I have to be very quick. Remember, I'm going to put the countdown on my YouTube channel, just like I did, sorry, not YouTube, on my Instagram channel, just like I did with this one. So there will be countdown on my Instagram story, so you can check that. And in the post, which is now on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, there's already time conversion, so you can check what is your time zone for this project tomorrow. But Nuneka, she is right. We start with Olga, and she is going to be at 1 p.m. in Europe. And after that, we will go from one to another until the very late. So it's going to be, I think, 14 hours of live streaming. So I hope you're going to join me tomorrow. Guys, I can talk with you all night. Really, but I think some of you need to go to bed. So first of all, huge thanks to Alexandra, who was helping me today as my moderator. She is my design team member. She is absolutely lovely, talented person. And if you can go to her YouTube channel as well, it will be lovely because she has amazing projects. Not a bit different style to mine, which is interesting. Because it's boring to watch the same things. And if you could give her some love and maybe watch some of the videos, that would be very helpful, because now we have to fight with the YouTube algorithms to be visible. And tomorrow night, we are going to be all here as well. It's going to be a big party on the YouTube channels. And huge thanks to all of you who joined the channel today, and whoever was the person who joined me on Patreon, which is really my goal, to have as many of the patrons on there as possible. Huge thank you for that. If you would like to check it out, you can do it now, or it's going to be in the links. Or you can wait until I will start posting on social media. So thank you so much to you. Thank you so much to Nuneka, who was here, to Tiffany, who jumped in for a moment, to Vasily, who is my brand ambassador, and all the wonderful people who joined us. And I think Karen was here for a moment as well. They are the... I think they are all, like the heart and the soul of this Saturday YouTube Hop streams. So they are doing amazing job. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. And if you can come back and comment on this stream as well, it's going to make it more visible for others. We had amazing response to the previous streams I did. And let's hope this one is going to be popular as well. It's crazy colorful page. And it has some lovely hidden treasures. So I hope you got some inspiration today from me. And I have to tell you, meetings with you give me so much of the energy for the next days. It's hard to compare with anything else, because I can still feel this contact with the people, like the really real people on the other side. It's almost like being in the classroom again. So my little heart is really happy at the moment. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will close everything, and you can um, you can finish writing messages and go to bed. Well, at least European girls. I know in the United States it's still very early. I need to get a new bottle of burnt sienna, I think. Thank you so much, Alexandra. Thank you, Anastasia. I'm so glad you were here. Thank you so much, guys. Yay! No, I'm not crying yet, no, but I'm just getting into the soft moment where you keep me company. Like it's not terrible. I'm naturally an introvert. Well, almost introvert. So I'm not suffering that much. But mm, you know, it's not the same. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I'm going to put the link to the replay as soon as I can, okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye. No, I can't finish. Sneak peek.